Notts County talk, absolutely fair play to Hornchurch. They came to Meadow Lane and they weren't afraid at all. We've drawn 3-3, lost the lead 3 times, and then lost 5-4 on penalties. Jake Reeves with the crucial miss. Awful result. I think a lot of Notts fans, you expect to win that game. You expect to win that game 2 or 3-0. But at the end of the day, they wanted it more, and credit to them. We spoke to a member of their supporters committee on our preview, and he's come and said they're gonna give you a really, really big game, and we saw that throughout. But even at half time, even when Notts had the 3-2 lead, you don't defend like that, leaving a man at the back stick to square it across. Really poor. And I've got the player ratings to do, and it's not pretty reading, to be honest. I'm going to go into it. Slocum, I'm going to give a 5. Couldn't do anything with any of their goals, I don't think, but should have saved at least one penalty. The one where it's gone straight down the middle is one of the worst penalties you will see. If it's saved, it's one of the worst penalties I've ever seen. Straight down the middle, rolled it, and he's just gone too early and gone with his legs, and he tries to kick it out and he's kicked it into the net. So I'm going to give Slocum a 5. I thought, he's got to be saving that, and it's a different picture in the shootout. Dion Kelly-Evans, I'm also going to give a 5. At the end of the day, no disrespect to Hornchurch, but look at the opposition you're playing, and the defence have made it difficult. The defence have made it really difficult for themselves, leaving men at their back stick, getting caught out numerous times with passing it out from the back. Maybe that's the way the new manager wants it, but it didn't work. We were caught out. There was too much of a gap between full-back and centre-back, and we saw that from their second goal, giving them too much respect. He gets a 5 from me. I then go to Rawlinson and Ellis. Why we're not using Ellis for every long throw, I'm not sure. It's basically like having a corner. It's a weapon. I would have gone Ellis on pretty much all of the throws. You can throw it from basically probably 30 yards away from goal and still get it in the area or just on the edge. But we conceded 3. We conceded 3 to a side that the players are nowhere near as the level of Notts. They just wanted it more. So they're both going to get a 5 from me as well. To concede 3 in this game, George predicted we wouldn't even concede. I predicted we'd concede 1, and when we let that goal in with the deflection, yes, it was lucky. We gave them a lot of space to shoot, but I didn't think they would trouble us again. And I can't believe I'm sat here doing this right now, and we've been knocked out when we were 3.5 minutes from Wembley. Barnett, I'm going to give a 6.5. I thought attacking-wise he was a lot better than we've seen. Defensively he was okay, had so much energy, and was the standout in the defence, I think, and I'm looking forward to seeing him as the season progresses stay in that position, because I think he's made it his own completely now. Going on to midfield, I feel like it was a 4-2-3-1, so I'll go to the 2. Maybe it was a 4-3-3, but with one more forward. So I'll go with Reeves and Doyle. Again, it all comes down to the opposition. With as much respect I can give, they've lost the midfield battle quite a lot. Well, they've controlled the game, like Notts controlled most of the game, but then they've been so susceptible to the break. It's common sense. This side Hornchurch were trying to play on the break, and that happened with their second goal. So, but both get a 5. I'm going to give both a 5 in this one. They offered a good range of passing. There was a fantastic ball by Doyle that actually could be worth half a mark in itself. In the second half, I think it was up to Eli Sam, but you've got to be bossing that midfield, absolutely bossing it. And how do we expect them to boss it in the league? I don't know. Rodriguez, now he came off quite early for Jimmy O'Brien, and I'm going to give him a 7.5. Up until he went off, I thought he was good. I thought it was a game where he was really picking it, and I don't think the substitution to bring him off was the right one at all. I know it was 2-2 at that point, but he'd scored a goal. He was making things happen, so I'm going to give him a 7.5, because really, whilst he was on the pitch, we were pretty dominant. And I moved from Rodriguez to Miller. Same sort of thing as Rodriguez. He was okay, making things happen, always looked to beat a man, and kept getting down the right-hand side of their left-back and getting the crosses in. Quite dangerous, a lot of energy, always looking positive, always looking forward, always looking to work with Kelly-Evans. So he gets a 6.5 from me. Didn't get the goal, which obviously gave Rodriguez the higher rating of 7.5. But yeah, he gets a 6.5 from me. Wootton gets a goal, doesn't do masses more. It's going to have to be a 6.5. I know he's got a goal, and I know I'll give him Rodriguez a higher rating, but Carl Wootton just not quite there. He goes down very easily when I thought he could have carried on through to probably score. So yeah, he's going to get a 6.5. Join Miller in that department. And then Enzio, again, very positive until he came off. We were positive with him. He was looking to run at them. He was breaking the lines quite a bit. I'm going to give him a 7. Was it the right to bring him off? It probably was. Because then who else can you bring off for an attacking substitution? But I thought he was okay. I thought he looked positive. I thought he looked, especially first half, pretty good. And he was making some good decisions as well. But they definitely did the homework and doubled up on him for shots at the edge of the box. Takes it to our subs. Jim O'Brien came on for Rodriguez. I'm going to give him a 6. Stuck out wide for the majority. Not his best position, obviously. He gets a 6. Knowles comes on. Sort of proactive, but didn't take his man on, as we've seen. Didn't get a chance to run with pace. Kept dropping very deep. I don't know if that's tactics or just the performance he's had, but he's only going to get a 6 from me. I expected a bit more from him. He did lay one off to Wootton, who was miles offside and we nearly scored, so he could have got an assist there, but not fantastic. And then that brings me to Eli Sam. Sort of a game changer. Every time he comes on, he does something, and I'm genuinely going to give him a 7.5, because when he came on, he got a goal. He looked like he wanted to do things. He was all over the pitch, roaming, and just looked a player that was desperate to impress. And I think he knew under Ardley he wasn't going to get the amount of performances. And I think based just off that, he's got to get a look in against Aldershot. If it's longer off the bench or if it's starting, I think he's starting to become a bit more consistent now. Now he's getting used to English football. So he's going to get a 7.5 from me. Very, very, very tough one to analyse. We're playing a team that haven't played for months, like a good month. We're playing a team that are way below us in the football pyramid. And we've lost on penalties. I'm gobsmacked that we were 3.5 minutes from Wembley and that's happened. Shocking defending. I do feel like this is a game that's either going to make or break the league. The confidence could be absolutely crushed, or it could really be an absolute firework to just make us work harder and realise that is an unacceptable performance. I'm going to finish the video how I started. Fair play to Hornchurch. Enjoy your final against Hereford. And if you could do that to Notts, albeit a strangely poor Notts side, you've got all the chance in the world against Hereford, and good luck to you.